Welcome back to RBD Block Challenge. I'm Cindy Cloward, and today we are working on block number 8. It's called Bowdacious, and it's by Karen Walker. This is what it looks like in our confetti cottons, and this is what it looks like in our batiks. So this is a fun and easy block. You're gonna get through it in no time at all, so let's get started. As always, download the pattern from the Riley Blake Designs website. And we start out with half square triangles. So I'm gonna put that here. Put on my glasses. That's my first tool that I need for the day. And we're gonna grab our F squares and our A squares. And we're gonna make half square triangles. Again, such an easy thing to make. I'm only gonna mark one corner to corner, and then I'm gonna use my Seam So Easy guide for the other. So if you've got a Seam So Easy guide, just use that, or use your mark through the center. Now this is, again, reminder, this is not our sew line. This is our guide, and we're gonna sew 1/4 inch on each side. I just get in the habit of just sewing slightly under 1/4 inch. And this kind of extends on. I just line that right there and just line up that bottom line right there with the Seam So Easy guide. Okay, I'm gonna take it over here, clip my threads. And this is a great time to use the 1/4 inch plus ruler to cut off your dog ears. I'm gonna get my rotating mat. Here, I'm gonna put that over there. If you don't have one of these, you can just cut down the middle on your marked line, or just make sure you're cutting down the middle if you've used the Seam So Easy guide. So if you have a 1/4 inch plus ruler, you just kind of line that up on this angle, and then on your stitches, right there, you put that blue line right on your stitches, and you put it right there in the corner, and you can cut off one side of your dog ears in almost one cut. So I go down like this, and then just cut off my dog ear there, and then I flip it over this side. That's what makes this the plus ruler, 1/4 inch plus. Cutting off my other dog ear, making sure not to cut into your threads. And just line it up like that. Okay, so let's take them to our pressing station. Just gonna set my seams. Press to the dark side. Take it over, and let's square these up. Now they should be really close, so you don't have to, just trim a little. Line up that center line where your seam is, and then I just pull it down into the corner on one side, so you only have to square it up on two sides. You know the drill. We've done this before, right? It's a little more wonky on that side. Sometimes when you press with steam, it can kind of, on the bias, can kind of pull on some of the sides. All right, those are all squared up. Let's clean off our workstation a little bit. The next thing we're going to do is that center section of the bow. So right here. And it looks really easy to do, and it is. So we're gonna grab our white C center right here. And then we've got, put everything on a smaller design board. And then we've got these two E rectangles. We'll put those on both sides, ending with a top and bottom D rectangle. So let's take it to the machine and we'll just sew our sides. You can throw a pin in it, but you can even press it for a temporary heat adhesive. You know, this goes together, so it's a small little unit, so we can just put those two together and put it underneath our presser foot. Okay. And I like to sew it at 2.5. We'll just adjust that. Every time you turn on and off your machine, it recalibrates to 2.5, and I like to sew it at 2.25. Okay, let's take it to our pressing station and press to the dark side. Right, this should measure the same as your rectangle pieces, so we'll just put those top and bottom on there. Right, we made our center unit. Let's take it over to our pressing station. Press that open. Again, it's important to have an accurate 1/4 inch seam allowance, but I'm still gonna measure it. I'm gonna get out my 4.5 inch cute cut ruler, and it looks great. It's slightly pulled in, which means I could probably make sure I have a scant 1/4 inch when I'm sewing, but it's good to go. Now we're ready to assemble our block. That's how easy this comes together. So we are this is our center, and it looks like the sides go here, and the longer seam goes on top, and then all we have to do, I'm gonna put these stickers to the side, is arrange our bow, and our bow goes like this. Just look at your picture. Oh, let's see. It goes like that. There we go. And then the G rectangles, which are the same color as the bow, that's what creates the bow, goes like that. And then we have the B rectangles on the top and bottom. And now you just assemble it like you do a 9 patch. I start over this side like that. Then you can just take your design board, and this first pass, I don't pin it, but if you're new to quilting or you just want to stabilize your blocks, throw a pin in it. And let's just sew down our side. Again, you can sew a scant 1/4 inch, or if you have a super accurate 1/4 inch, just make sure that's good to go when you're sewing. Okay, let's open it up. Throw that over here like that. Then I just kind of rotate this around. And I do, since I'm not cutting my threads in between, I do kind of throw a pin at the top when I bring this over. Keeps everything organized, and it keeps that unit on top of the section you're sewing. Keeps it all tidy. So I just kind of bring it all over together, and we're just going to sew down the side. Grab my pins over here. All right, let's open it up, and we just have 2 more seams. We're gonna nest our seams here. I don't tend to press at this point. I just kind of finger press, and that seems to want to lie that direction. So I'm gonna move. And they just nest beautifully. Now this is where I do put a pin in, because you don't want that to shift while you're sewing. Then flip it over. I just pin at the same time. Flip that up, push that in. All right, let's take it to our pressing station. I like to press from the back side before I open it up. A lot of times I'll just take my clapper, put it across there. All right, our block is finished, but we have one more thing to do. We need to make sure it's the accurate size. But I love how easily this came together. And I just kind of line up all these angles with my ruler. And guess what? It turned out perfect today. That doesn't always happen, but today it did. So I'm gonna celebrate that. And I hope yours turned out perfect today too, because it is a fun and easy block to create. So see what Karen Walker does with her blocks and her own fabrics. But join us next time for block number 9. It's called Halo Star, and it's by Jill Finley. See you next time.